Hello everyone, it's your buddy BP. It is week 47 of Destiny and it is Friday morning, which means that it is XUR day. He's hanging out in the reef today, and I gotta say, he has a couple of fairly choice items for sale, so let's go ahead and get on to it. For Titans this week, we get no backup plans. Its special ability, Improved Disintegrate, increases the duration of Force Barrier. Its strength roll of 97 is average. Let's just say I got this armor piece from a Nightfall the other week, and let's just say it's been sitting in my vault collecting dust, and I haven't leveled it up. I don't want to say it's totally awful. Disintegrate offers a Force Barrier. And Force Barrier is a pretty good overshield, but it's kind of conditional. You have to kill an enemy with it. And in PvP, it can get torn through really quick. It can save your life, but it can get torn through pretty quick. So, doesn't really offer too much unless you're like really serious about using stuff like War Machine or Gift of Light or whatever. So, yeah, I would say this is an easy pass. It's not horrible, but it doesn't have that much to offer. For Hunters this week, we get Knucklehead Radar. Its special ability, Sensor Pack, grants your primary weapon Third Eye, which means that your radar stays active whenever you aim down the sights. Its strength roll of 100 is fairly below average. This has actually been one of my most sought after exotics. Third Eye is extremely useful in PvP. Not quite so useful in PvE, but in PvP it's really useful. You can just use your primary weapon to lay down suppressive fire on a spot, and you can use your radar to make sure enemies don't sneak up on you while you're doing so. It is just, oh, and it looks cool. I mean, look at that thing. I mean, it's gorgeous. But and it's a really cool piece. Very useful. I've been looking forward to this, and I'm very happy. Excuse me, that he's selling it. Even with the fairly unimpressive stat roll, I'm definitely going to pick this up, and I would recommend that you pick this up too if you like using your hunter in PvP, and I know most of y'all do. So yeah, PvP hunters most definitely get this. For Warlocks this week, we get Claws of Ahamkara. Its special ability is called the Whispers, which allows your melee ability to stack twice. This is really good depending on how you choose to play Warlock. If you like getting in close with like a shotgun and whatever, and smacking folks with your melee, then oh yeah, you're going to love this thing. And Warlocks have really great melees, not just because of they have far greater range than the other classes, but also because their abilities have great synergy with the rest of their abilities. If you like hanging back, though, and engaging enemies at medium or long ranges, you're probably not going to find much use in this. But I still think that if you like getting in close with your Warlock, then you definitely need to pick this up. By the way, its stat roll of 55 Discipline and 64 Strength is actually quite high. So if you haven't picked this up yet, this is a pretty good roll. For our weapon this week, we get Suros Regime. Suros Regime is an exotic auto rifle. Its special ability gradually increases the damage dealt in the magazine in the lower half, and has a random chance to proc health regeneration when you deal damage. Way back in the day, Suros Regime was the king of PvP. It was basically Thorn before Thorn was Thorn. And let me tell you, everyone had one of these. Then the 1.1 patch happened, auto rifles got nerfed, and mostly all of them just vanished from PvP. All of them except for this one. Even after the patch, this weapon is quite beast. I've even seen it a few times in the Iron Banner. It's a very good weapon, and the health regen makes it useful for stuff like the end boss for Crota. I would still say Red Death is better across the board, both PvE and PvP, but I will say Bungie is planning on buffing auto rifles in the future, so if you haven't gotten this weapon yet, now is a great time to pick it up just before the buff. And that just about does it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and hit the hay. If you liked it, then spank that like button. Also leave a comment in the comment section if you have any suggestions on things you want to see on the channel. I love hearing feedback. And as always, y'all be good to each other, and I will see you in the next video.